Purpose of learning objective 12.5 is to prepare consolidated financial statements including a foreign subsidiary after translation. So this is a consolidation. And to do a consolidation, we're going to go through the journal entries one by one. So first, let's do our big elimination entry. This spreadsheet here is a pretty big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to debit income from subsidiary, $16,250. I'm going to debit beginning retained earnings for $12,000. I'm going to credit dividends for $8,500. I'm going to debit common stock down here for $4,800. And the difference between these will be credited to the investment in subsidiary over here. So that would be 16,250 plus 12,000 minus 8,500 plus 4,800, or 67,750. Next, I have this foreign currency transaction loss. Which I'm going to fold into income from subsidiary over here. Sorry, that was just a false alarm. Because, you see, that just happens to be the same number. This transaction here needs to be entered into the consolidation. So I'm going to debit, I'm going to credit income from sub for $650 as I did over here. And the debit is going to go to operating expenses. There you go. That makes more sense. Next, down here, I've got to record this patent. The patent is worth, we said, in US dollars, $2,800. So I'm going to debit patent for $2,800 and credit investment in German company stock for $2,800. Like so. Next, I'm going to record my accumulated OCI. So if you remember, we had this OCI adjustment by the sub and by the parent, and we dealt with this, I think, in chapter 5. So I'm going to need to debit this because I don't want to record it twice. And again, the credit is going to go to the investment account. And then finally, everyone's favorite journal entry, in case you forgot about it, the optional accumulated depreciation entry. So we had accumulated depreciation here of 5,000 euros, and that would translate to $6,000. So that was at the beginning of when we made the acquisition. There was $6,000 worth of accumulated depreciation sitting on the books here. So I would need to eliminate that. So we credit accumulated depreciation for 6,000, wherever it is. And credit plant and equipment for 6,000. And then I wrap up the consolidation. So it would be plus, plus, minus, plus. Everything gets added across. net income gets added down from here. And then for assets, it would be plus, 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 minus, everything up to this. And then investment account, I'm going to need to do individual 81,150. This is really where you hold your breath. Minus 67 minus 2,800 minus 11,000 is 0. Whew. The patent is worth 2,800. Everything together is 1228,750. And then the liability side would again be plus plus minus plus. Here you got to be very careful to carry forward your retained earnings. Accumulated OCI should be carried forward from the accumulated OCI section. Plus, plus, minus, plus. We're always looking at everything to make sure that it makes sense, you know, like here, this didn't carry forward, for example, that what's on the parent is on the sub if I'm using the full equity method. And that the balance sheet balances, of course. And you can check, I already checked that debits equal credits. They both add up to 96,700, and that's your translation. So it's there's a lot of work here. There's a lot of steps to do the translation. The remeasurement is a little easier to do. There's some of the detail work you don't have to do for the remeasurement. What makes the remeasurement challenging, you'll see in a few minutes, is understanding what exchange rates to use.